Hi, welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is a general reading for June 24th, 2019. Remember, this is a reading for the collective, so it may not be for everybody. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, Spirit, thank you, Spirit. Please tell us what we need to know for June 24th, 2019. Please tell us what we need to know for June 24th, 2019. Thank you, Spirit, for telling us what we need to know for June 24th, 2019. Okay. Okay. All right, so our overall energy here is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is it can represent an older man, an older gentleman, or an older male energy. So remember, gender here is fluid. But the King of Cups is very emotional, very warm, very loving, very giving. It's usually a father type figure and a nurturer. Sometimes this person is a little bit uncomfortable in his role as a father or as a leader because they are very emotional. They're very empathetic. They're very creative. They're extremely emotional. And when this card appears in the reverse, we get sort of all of these sloshy emotions coming out. It's usually a huge outpouring of emotion. It can tend to be a little bit dramatic. There's oftentimes a lot of tears, but it can sort of be like this emotional breakdown after this huge buildup of energy, somebody just letting sort of the floodgates open and lots of tears, lots of emotion. Underneath that, I do have the Nine of Swords, which is, sort of that fear and anxiety, some sort of situation, something going on that's created by yourself. Okay, that you are sort of creating your own sort of anxiety and you're staying up late, you're losing sleep over this. The Ten of Pentacles, this is a family card. This is what one of my favorite readers always says, this is the meat and potatoes card, the relationship, the stable home. And it's sort of like the ideal family, but in reverse, it's the running away with the circus card, like sort of giving all of that up, wanting to be released from, some of the confines of this sort of traditional family. And the Three of Cups, it could be that you're collaborating to do this, or you're feeling fulfilled in other areas. And this could also be, this is a very social celebration, weddings, birthdays. It could be going out, and a lot of times too, I always worry, I always warn my my listeners that this could have to do with alcohol. It's that sort of everything's flowing, food, alcohol. If you can see on the card, there's lots of fruits, and it's beautiful, it's fun. People are feeding off of each other. But again, with all of this liquid, I often see, parties that are alcohol fueled. Okay, and because we do have the Devil card also in our reading, it may be something that we have to pay attention to. So just give me one moment. I want to take a look at the cards here. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting here, this card represents the person you are listening for or you, and this is the Devil. This is definitely Capricorn energy. This Capricorn energy is, it's in the reverse, so it often means detachment or the need to detach from something. Now, the Devil can be a very sexual card. It can also point to addictions, alcoholism, and that sort of thing, but it can also be codependency. The two people on this card, they are wearing chains, or they are sort of they are prisoners of their own accord. Okay, they have the ability to walk away, but they're maybe just enjoying this too much. You know, this is a vice card, so when we think about drugs, when we think about alcohol, when we think about a relationship that's just very passionate, very sexual, sometimes we feel addicted to it. And remember, the devil in reverse is lived, so it's all of these experiences in life. They're the opposite of the mundane experiences. So in reverse, I'm getting that either you are in a state of detaching, or that it's really necessary for you to detach. Again, this is Capricorn energy, so you may be a Capricorn, have Capricorn in your chart, or you may be listening for or dealing with somebody with Capricorn energy in their chart. I'm getting that you need to detach, and the reason that you need to detach, this is a gateway card, so if we meditate on this, this is all about, you know, finding answers through meditation, moving on to the next level. You can see that they're in sort of dark waters. The path is well lit. They're taking their experience, which are the swords, and their emotions. They're taking those swords with them. All right, but they're not hindering them at all. It's not weighing down the boat. So in the upright position, this is passage, this is harmony, this is moving on to sort of better times. And it's often here, you know, I'm getting that there are two people in here, so there may be a relationship involved, somebody helping you to do that. All right, in the reverse though, and because this is coupled with the devil card, I'm getting that it could be a pair. Maybe the two of you need to start a healthier lifestyle. Maybe Spirit is telling me you may be dealing with somebody who is addicted. It could be opioids, it could be narcotics, it could be alcoholism, but somebody might be having a bit of an issue with codependency or dependency on substance or drink. All right, and they really need safe passage, and they need some help and support to move on to the light. But right now they're in the reverse, so there's a little bit of they're stagnant and they're sort of stuck in a position, okay, where they do probably need some help. Okay, I'm getting the Knight of Wands card. In the next position, and the Knight of Wands is a very passionate, very fiery person. Oftentimes I always think of this as the sportsman, you know, the person that very athletic, they like to travel, they like to move, they just do. Now in other decks, the person, it doesn't matter, they don't really care much about their surroundings, or they don't care much about planning. All right, but what they do care about is just getting the job done. They can sort of be forceful. It's that fire energy. They're passionate about something. In the reverse, though, we're getting somebody that is losing a lot of their self-confidence because they've come up against either criticism or obstacles, and because they don't have a nice plan in place, they just basically crumble as a result of that opposition. All right. And this is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. This is a very mother energy, okay? This could be somebody that I'm getting that this person really needs some help here, all right? They want to detach. They want to move on to a healthier lifestyle. They're needing help. Right next to the Six of Swords in reverse, I've got the Queen of Pentacles. I'm getting that they're in need. If you are a mother listening to this reading for their child or for their partner, that you are this mothering energy, you are stability, okay? You are that home, you can offer this abundance, you can offer them help because they really need it, because they are in a state where they need to be, they need help. Okay, they have some sort of dependency or codependency issue. They're very fiery. They were very passionate. I think things started off like they were in control, like they could do this. But then in the end, whenever they came up against obstacles, they realized, wow, all right, or you're realizing they need help. All right, that they're in a place where they need some help. They need to get back some of their power in order to move through this. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles, this is all about, this is excellent because it pairs very well with the Devil card in reverse. This is the opposite of being codependent. This is, it's a female energy, but again, remember gender here is fluid. She's standing, but she's very comfortable in her garden on her own with everything that she's built. She has a hawk with her. Her hawk hunts for her, goes after what she wants, is able to get what she wants, and is very comfortable being alone. She's not dependent on anyone. So we're getting that this is a very important theme here. So this could either relate to the Queen of Pentacles. The mother has this energy and the ability to help this person find their power, not be dependent. Okay, show them the way to this garden where it's lush, there's abundance, there's a beautiful, healthy life that awaits them. All right, and I'm getting that, the Strength card, again, it's kind of very well paired up with the Knight of Wands card in reverse. This is somebody who's lost all of their self-confidence, all right, and really in order to achieve the victory that we're seeing here in the Six of Wands card, they're going to have to get their power back. Okay, this is Leo energy, so you may have some Leo in your chart or in the person's chart, but it's very important in order to achieve this victory that we're seeing in the Six of Wands, which is a support of the people, with people who are behind him, they're cheering him on. He's done this great thing. In order to become less dependent or not, or to break this this cycle of codependency, he or she is going to have to. There's a lot of masculine energy. There's also feminine energy here, but I feel like the person that you're reading for, that I'm reading for, the person that you're concerned about, this, I feel like there's a lot of masculine energy. Again, when I say masculine, it doesn't mean male. It could be male or female. In order to achieve this independence and this freedom from whatever it is they're seeking, however they're stuck, okay, they're going to have to find their self-confidence, okay? All right, and I feel like this Queen of Pentacles, you can really help them, you can nurture them, you can show them, look, there's so much outside of this, there's so much outside of this garden for them, that you can be, you can walk through these gates into a very, very safe, satisfying, independent place. In doing so and turning the strength around and finding your inner strength, there will be nothing but victory. Okay, there will be nothing but victory. So I'm getting that this person is feeling out of control emotionally. Okay, with the King of Cups as the overall energy, but they can get into a good place. They can, okay, go through this gateway and go to calmer waters. But they do need some help here, and they need to find out how to be independent, not dependent. All right, and finally, the Six of Wands card, this victory, all right, this victory is being clarified by the Four of Swords, and Spirit is telling me that, that you have to let go, okay? This person has to let go in order to be victorious, all right? They have to find their inner strength. They've been holding on to something for too long, all right? And I feel like it could be this addiction and it could be this codependency, all right? But they definitely need to... they definitely need to let go of that. Whatever grudges, whatever they're holding on to is no longer healthy for them, all right? And they need to, and they may need some help in doing this, okay? So I think that's why you're listening, okay? This may not be for all of you. It may just be for one of you, okay, who's dealing with somebody who's, Spirit really is telling me that it could have to do with some sort of addiction, okay, but they're feeling very out of control, very emotional, okay, there may have to be some sort of intervention. All right, so I'm just going to read for the Devil card and the Six of Swords, okay, Ace of Wands. All right, so yes, there's Spirit is saying, now is the time. All right, there's a lot of fire energy here, but it may have to be just like a real intervention here is what I'm getting. I can see that wand just sort of coming down, coming down in between, them and their addiction, or maybe they need to get out of a place that they're living. But I'm getting that this princess, this Queen of Pentacles, really needs to help them. And it may be your child, it may be your partner, it may be a friend. Okay, there's also there's some earth energy, so you may be Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, or you may be dealing with somebody with those signs in their chart. Okay, and the Princess of Swords, this is like spying. So I'm getting that Spirit is telling me, and this may be very specific for just one of you, but I'm getting that this is the intervention, like that you kind of have to be secretive about it. Okay, maybe you know that they're ready for this, because you can see all the signs and you see that they're ready for this, but I'm really getting that maybe you have to make an intervention here. Okay, that this person isn't well. Okay, that things are just really out of balance. Okay, there may be trouble with the law as well, and I think maybe you'll have to come in and help them. All right, and things might not be what they seem. It's going to be a really kind of crazy time. Again, the moon energy, this is this energy is all about, like, you have two choices. You can either get really crazy, and sort of howl at the moon. Okay, this is Pisces energy. All right, but there's something having to do with, there might be problems with the law as a result of this, as a result of whatever they're going through, this either addiction or this codependency issue. All right, and that things might not be exactly what they seem. And there are two options here. You can either, in the moon, there is actually a path that you can follow, although things might be a little bit crazy at the moment. Okay, or you can, you can follow that path, or you can choose to be like a dog and bark at the moon and sort of join in on the chaos. All right. Again, they're scared to take this risk. All right, I'm getting that the person you're reading for is, isn't willing to take a risk right now or on their own. All right, because they don't feel like they can. All right, and the King of Pentacles, and they really need, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles. I'm getting that they're going to need help. They need stability. It's absolutely necessary for them. Okay, I'm getting that, maybe it's mother and father, okay, that need to step in and help them, or mother and father figures. Okay, the Six of Cups, this is beautiful energy. It has to do with something from their past. Okay, they may be a little bit too focused on their past, behaviors, and in order to be victorious, they're going to have to really let go of those. They're going to have to let go of it, and they may have a partner that isn't very healthy for them, and they may have to let go of this partner. All right, overall energy here, I've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is beautiful. This is family. Okay, I think that family really needs to play an important role in this person's life in order to get them to the place where they are safe, where they no longer, where they're no longer dependent on whatever it is that they are struggling with. All right, I also get here that they may have a person in their life from their past that maybe wasn't the healthiest. Okay, or it's somebody coming back from their childhood to help them. Spirit is saying that it could be both ways. It could be maybe they're codependent in this past relationship, or this person, I feel like maybe they used to party together or something like that. But there's a lot of opportunity here to make the changes that are necessary. Okay. And this is a blessing. The Ace of Pentacles, this is a blessing. It's a win card. There's definitely a possibility to win, but we do need to employ family. And I get mother and father cards, and it may be even friends from childhood that are also going to help them get this victory. Okay, it's a very positive energy card. All right, third eye chakra is definitely all about focusing on your intuition. Okay, I get this discontent and this boredom. All right, I'm getting that maybe this person is just sort of getting to be unhappy with the life that they've chosen. All right, and deception and envy. I'm getting that, I think maybe unintentionally they deceive you. I think it's more of a result of being, dependent or codependent. All right. All right, but in the end, you will be able to get them rest and rejuvenation, okay, which is very beautiful energy, guys. And I'm also getting the Hope card at the bottom of the deck, which is gorgeous because it says, hey, don't give up on this person. All right, don't give up on them. There's hope, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull some more oracle cards, okay? Spirit, please tell us a little bit more, give us a little bit more information. Okay. All right, you can overcome anything. Okay, so overcoming obstacles. All right, this person, you know, again, it's resonating with the hope card, you know, that they can do it. They have the strength. Okay, they just might need a little bit of help. Okay, so maybe things haven't been working, but maybe you need to now focus on that intervention. Okay, begin now. All right, take your first step. Okay, again, this is excellent energy. It has to happen now. You know, maybe there's a long road to recovery, but really the first step is admitting that there's a problem. Okay, and finally finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. I'm also reading this as energy as, you know, maybe this is a rehab facility. Okay, so they need to start now. I think you need to intervene in this situation, or family needs to be told about it. Okay, because I think you're very worried about this person. All right. All right, and that they need to somehow find sanctuary. Again, we're seeing this very beautifully play out here with the Nine of Pentacles as well. All right, finding sanctuary, independence. Okay, getting out of that situation. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a few more oracle cards. All right, the tribe, again, family, very important. Family and friends are going to be very important in helping this person co-create. Again, all right, this person can't do it alone. All right, again, they cannot get to this beautiful new beginning alone. They're going to need help. All right, family is going to play a huge role in this situation. All right, and regeneration. All right, we're going to leave it there with the bottom card, mending. So there's definitely hope for this person, for getting them help. If this resonated with you, please leave me a message. I would love to see how this plays out. I know that this, you know, this may not be for everyone, but remember there are so many resources, and I'm getting that, you know, there are so many resources for you to help this person. You might have to do a little bit of research. It might be a little bit scary, okay? But I'm really getting here that, you know, you need to form an intervention. It needs to be powerful, all right? And you can't necessarily let this person in. It's got to be, you know, it's got to be something that you've planned and you've talked to about with the people that care about them. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. All right, see you next time. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.